Welcome back to my channel. Hey, you guys. Okay, so listen. You guys, this video is like an hour and like, I don't know, about 30 minutes long. I'm going back inserting this in here because I want to do the calculation from the last time. Look, guys, I'm looking to see what number I'm on. Okay, you guys, so the name of this video is California Commits Hate Crimes, Part 5. Okay? And I want to say this, Professor. Look, you guys, I always ask you guys to cheer me on, say inspiring stuff. In subsequent videos, I'm gonna talk about my damn mental health. Okay. But my friend Professor, it's a social media site. I think it's called Funded Socially. So anyway, it's like a black social media like space. And it's like different camps, you guys. And it's just different people. We talk about social justice. We talk about us black people being messed up, Negro people being messed up in America. And it's this guy named Professor. And he left a comment on the last video. And I think he said, I see you. Y'all, they call me Judge. They call me Judge because my name is Judge Sarah Heidel, the racist. So they call me Judge Sarah. I'm only the 20th. But they call me Judge Sarah. And it's so funny. They be like, Judge. And I'm like, this is so it's so freaking ironic that they call me by the name of this oppressor. So if you see in the comments, his name is Professor. And I just wanted to acknowledge him. I uploaded a video, and you guys, I engage with these people all the time, and they don't know I'm depressed, and they don't know I'm sad, and they don't know all I've been through because I don't really talk about it. We talk about other stuff that's going on and how we're going to, reignite Sandy Speaks. I've got Reunite Sandy Speaks. So we talk about social justice and different stuff. And this guy's name is Professor. He's from the East Coast. And he just made a positive comment for me. And Professor, I just want to tell you I love you and I appreciate you so much. You guys, I want to see, this video's already long, but I want to tell y'all black men get mad. They be calling me bed wench and shit. And look, y'all, I don't even get mad at them. Like, when I first joined this community, they love me. They're good to me. But the black men, some of them tell me, this one, I'm laughing because they be getting me, you guys. They be mad. They be like, why you do that? They be hurt. And when they communicate their hurt, I don't try to not acknowledge your feelings. If a black man has any kind of feelings, emotions about a black woman being married to a white man, I understand why. We were raped, murdered, burnt alive, hung by white people. And they like to say that black women is the most disrespected people in the country or in the world. And I can't even, women are harmed. Women are victims. I'm a woman who was a victim of abuse. But this country purposely tries to emasculate black men. And I've been on a journey, you guys. I'm a female chauvinist. I'm very pro-male. I play my position. I'm not a feminist. I am feminine. I believe a man is supposed to be masculine and lead and head. I think he's the man. Women are emotional. We are ruled by our emotions. We have a uterus, so we're built differently. I believe men are to lead, and some women may not agree with that, and that's okay. But I believe that we are, because of our biology, we are built differently. And so I see how this country purposely emasculate men, okay? Even in my marriage with my husband, I read this book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And we were cleaning one day and I just cried. I paused because the book explained to me how men are different than women, how we perceive things differently. Okay, this is a white man, okay? Black men, we are getting all these subliminal messages, seeing them being murdered, showing, unhealthy behavior. It's everywhere. And so when Black men communicate their disappointment in me, I don't fight them. I apologize to them. And Professor's one of my friends. He's like, I won't talk to the drunk professor, but yeah, he acknowledges my feelings, and I think he watched my video, me saying I need some help, and he left the message that I see you or something like that. So Professor, I want to say thank you. I love you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, you guys, this is the beginning of the video. I already actually did the video, but I want to go back and talk to you guys about spousal support. So let me say this to you. I'm going to show you this. I'm going to put the the written part in the here. Okay, I need to do this fast because this thing stops recording after a certain amount of time. Okay, you guys, on the Judge Sarah Heidel's a Racist website, I'm gonna put his W-2 from 2020. I think it's 2017. Because what I'm talking about is a court date. We had a court date, and she didn't give me spousal support. So let me say this to you, okay? So I'm gonna put in his W-2. It's a check stub, and it's dated December 7th, 2018. And what I'm referring to is our February 2nd or February 7th spousal support hearing on 2019. Okay, she didn't give me spousal support. So let me explain to you. I'm going to put the link to his W-2 on the website. According to W-2, as of December 1st, he made $160,000.84. Okay, this is for 11 months. He had already made $160,000 in 2018. Y'all, he didn't give me no spousal support. So I'm gonna show you. So this check, the net. So how it's made. This is how it's done. Let me read this to you really quickly. Hopefully, I won't run out of time, and it'll keep recording. So it says, this is how temporary alimony calculations in California. Okay, so 40% of the higher earners net monthly income minimum 50% minus. Okay, let me start again, you guys. I'm running out of time. It says temporary support is often calculated according to the formula below. 40% of the higher earners net monthly income minus 50% of the lower earners income. Okay, for instance, so let me show you. Actually, according to, so this is what the check stub says. So the check stub says the net pay is $4,296.22. So I multiplied that times 2 because he gets paid twice a month. So his monthly net income is $8,592.44. So you take 40% of the $8,592, and that equals $3,436.90. Minus, then you take 50% of my income. Half of my income, you subtract it. I didn't have an income. So his income was $3,436.97 minus no income. The spousal support, only based on his primary job, should have been $4,700. Am I saying it right? No, I'm not. His spousal support should have been $3,436.97 at minimum. You guys, I'm only using his W-2 at the end of the year for 11 months. I'm taking the net pay, multiplying times 2 because he gets paid every other week. I'm doing the 40% minusing 50% and what it should be. You guys, this was his primary job. He also had a private practice. The same place where I'm going to post his W-2, I'm going to show you his private practice. He also taught at a college, University of Phoenix. He used to do classes, and he would make at least $3,000 a month on these classes. We're not even including that. He owed me at least $3,400, and they gave me nothing. Okay, so you can see that over here. I'm going to stop, and then I'm going to insert this into the other video, because I already started the other video, and I'm going to tell Professor, thank you. Like my video, bro. Anyway, you guys, thank you. This is part 4. You guys, I got to do part 5, and I don't feel like it's like 2:02 in the morning. Maybe I'll do a little bit of it just to get started. Thank you for listening. Okay. So Judge Sarah Heidel didn't ask any question relating to what the law says regarding ordering spousal support for a long-term marriage, specifically that I was in an abusive marriage for 23 years. When I told Judge Sarah Heidel he was abusive, she punished me by ruling against me. The law says that the court shall consider all. Okay, and what I mean by that is not up to her discretion on the pick and choose. It is the court says she shall consider all of what Family Code 4320 says. Judge Heidel didn't ask me one question pertaining to the law. Judge Sarah Heidel didn't ask one question pertaining to what the law, California Family Code 4320 says she should consider in a long-term marriage. One of which I submitted a letter where he's apologizing. I'm going to put those letters on Judge Sarah Heidel's Races, where back in like 90, this is my husband for many years, we got this like 90s. And I think it was like maybe the letters are dated like 91, 93. Then there's cards where he said he was sorry, where it's clear that he's abusing me. And I told you, they made me the abuser, so he went out to pay me spousal support. Watch how this unfolds and what they did to me, okay? And I didn't do anything to anyone. This is what it is to be a Black woman in the state of California, okay? So to give you, I kind of want to browse through some of this just to say, but it might take too much time. In 2008, I suffered a horrible fall while working for Chase Payment Tech. Progressively, my back injury worsened. It was so bad I couldn't walk. I had surgery in 2016. I submitted my medical records. I also submitted multiple emails regarding where I begged employers for a job. When I told Judge Sarah Heidel how I looked for a job, she gave me a dirty look. This part of my testimony isn't even in the transcripts. Okay. Again, I'm going to put the documents on the same post. I think this is part 5 of California Commits Hate Crime. I think this is part 5. I'm going to have it on this website in chronological order, and I'm going to put the documents pertaining to it. So I'm going to upload, like for example, because you keep emails, you keep everything. I got emails where I'm looking for a job in 2016. Okay, and the reason why I say that because this is one of the specifics in the Family Code 4320. The extent to which the earning capacity of each party is sufficient to maintain the standard of living established during the marriage, okay? It says, the marketable skills of the supported party, the job for those skills, the time expense required for supporting party to acquire the appropriate education training to develop those skills, and the possible need for retraining or education. Okay, I'm saying that also is included. It's going to be part of my claim. But what this says, if there's the judge has to look at everything. I hadn't had a job in over 8 years. And again, on a previous video, I tell you, I am trying to build a business about women in mental health. He attacks me when I spend money or go to events to raise money for my company. This is back before COVID, when there were a lot of incubators, and it's called incubators, like companies that build that help new companies raise money in capital, venture capital, and so forth. And specifically, I went to and this company, I'm not really fond of them. It's called the Women's Founders Network. I may not be saying it right. I'll put the link at the bottom. I'm disgusted with them because of the way they treated me. They treated me. I felt very dismissed and minimized and belittled. And I told the lady, I think her name is Daria. I emailed her, said it to her, and they're really quite clever. She apologized. Okay. So what I'm saying is that I was trying to raise money to build my business. I left corporate America. I had a back injury. I'm not just staying home doing anything. I'm taking care of my kids. But since I'm home, I'm trying to build a business for women. I have a girls group, all kind of different things, right? She, in ruling for the spousal support, she didn't consider everything. One of the things that I said is that, ma'am, the marketable skills, I haven't had a job since 2008. This is 2017, 2018 when this is about. I'm going to show her. I'm going to put the documents on the website, and I'm going to give you an example. I took a makeup artist course. My background is in finance and in sales. Okay, I have a degree in finance. I was trying to do something different. I was building a business about women. Okay, for women. Okay, and I sound crazy. I'm so sorry. Sometimes my mind. I'm so sorry. I was building a business for women. Family Code 4320 says the court has to consider marketable skills. This is going to play in later, okay? I submitted letters, I think 2015, 2016, where I'm begging for a job, okay? And I'm not begging for a job to support my family. My husband makes over $10,000, $12,000 a month, okay? A third of that pays our monthly bills. I'm looking for a job to use to help promote my business, get someone to build a website for me. He would be totally nasty with me. He called my business a charade. I taught myself how to build websites. When I showed it to him, he ostracized me and made fun of the website. And you guys, I spent over 6 months trying to learn how to. I'm a little faster at it now, a little bit. I spent 6 months trying to figure out how to build this website because he wouldn't pay for a website for me. I remember we're in the office. It's a sofa right here. I'm excited to show him. He sits there and he's nasty and he's belittling the work that I did. You guys, I made it. I don't have that website anymore. It's been changed since then. But the figures on there were moving and stuff. And I was so excited that I figured out how to make them move. I showed it to him. He's sitting on the sofa. He comes home from work. I'm like, baby, check out what I did. He's not paying for at this time, it probably cost $2,000 for a website. He's not giving me anything to help me with my business, okay? So I teach myself, okay? I'm all excited. I'm like, babe, come see it. I'm at the desk. He's at the sofa. He's sitting there belittling, talking crazy about my website that I just spent 6 months to do. It may have been longer, y'all. And I'm excited for him to see, instead of saying, that's a good job, whatever, he belittles my website. And so the point that I'm making is that she did not follow Family Code 4320. The judge left me with no income at all. My monthly household obligation was at least $2,500 to $3,000. She gave me nothing. Okay. So let me move forward because I've got some stuff here that talks about Family Code 4320. One of the things in 4320, Family Code 4320, it says emotional distress resulting from domestic violence perpetuated against the supporting party by the supporting party. Okay, you guys, that's making me sick inside. Judge Sarah Heidel failed to explain her ruling. You guys, I'm about to say the same thing over and over again. Forgive me. Let me stop for a minute. Okay, additional information is showing bias. So one of the main questions, when I explain this to you, when you look at the transcripts, Do your due diligence. Be critical thinkers. Don't just take my side because I'm saying it. Look at the evidence, okay? And please comment on what you believe based on the transcripts and based on what I'm saying. At the end of the February 7th spousal support hearing, the opposing counsel asked to move the court date from March 13th, court date to March 14th, and I declined. Let me explain this to you, okay? This is important. This is me demonstrating that every ruling that is an obvious pattern of her being biased in favor of the white male abusive alcoholic, that she never rules in my favor. She never does anything in my favor. And it's blatant. It's egregious, okay? So this is what happened. There was a court date for March 13th for vocational evaluation. They were asking for me to do a vocational evaluation. You guys, they charged me for it. They did all kinds of shit. The vocational evaluation they submitted at the trial, and they didn't go about it properly. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. See, I get ahead of myself. Okay, so March 13th was the vocational evaluation. March 14th was my request for legal fees, me asking to get help with legal fees. March 14th of 2019, on the calendar, it was my court date for requesting legal fees. March 13th of 2019, his court date was vocational evaluation. So I'm bewildered. She asked to move the court date from March 13th to March 17th. I declined. Judge Heidel laughed because she knew I was mad because she didn't give spousal support. So let me say this to you. Judge Sarah Heidel laughed when the opposing says, can we move March 13th to March 14th to have these dates consolidated? First of all, you guys, I don't have an attorney. This is the major reason why I'm going to file a federal lawsuit, because of bias. It was an equal representation. I think it's family code like 4020. Family code. It's the code that says that the party about legal fees. I forget what it is. I think it might be 4020. Whatever it is, I'll link it in the description below. Family code, I forgot what it is, 2030, something like that, regarding legal fees says that the party who can afford it has to pay. Y'all, they charge me for everything. They billed me over $60,000, and I haven't had an income since 2008. And I show you, this man makes well over $15,000, $16,000 a month. Okay, so she thought it was funny that I was upset that she didn't award any spousal support. I should mention any other couple, and I've said this before, of the same length of marriage, a financial. I should mention any other couple with similar length of marriage and financials, the wife would have been awarded between $4,200 and $4,500. I've already explained that to you. I declined moving the date. When I checked the court website, they're no longer the March 13th motion for vocational evaluation. Again, I might put it in here if I have time to find it when I upload this. Let me make myself a note on where I'm so sorry, you guys. I lose my train of thought. What I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put evidence. I have a copy of the March 13th date, the motion that opposing filed with the court stamp on it. You guys, on the court website, they moved, they deleted, they manipulated stuff. I have the actual original court filing by opposing with the court stamp for March the 13th. I go back and I look, and I don't remember how I found her or how I looked. Maybe she sent me something. She had moved my court date from March 13th to March 14th, right? And you guys, I'm trying, because it's more to this, and I'm so sorry that I'm forgetting. She moved it when I said no, okay? I was given notice that our court date was March 13th. The judge moved it. When she asked, I declined and she laughed. Okay, let me finish reading you. This is important. When they asked me, I said no. She did it anyway. So I'm going to show you the bias where when opposing asks for something, she helps him, or she agrees, or she complies. When I ask, she declines. Judge Heidel moved the court date. I was not informed. I had no income. I was forced to apply for food stamps. I received a notice saying I had a March 14th appointment for food stamps. I called Judge Sarah Heidel. It might be March 13th, you guys. I might not be saying it right. I called Judge Sarah Heidel's clerk to ask her to move the court date. She said if the opposing party agreed. I emailed my husband asking her to move the court date. My husband's attorney is quite deceptive. She blatantly lied in the courtroom. In an email correspondence, she declined. She said she wanted to move the date, but I declined. I emailed her a copy of the original motion, which was March the 13th. I asked her how was it moved to the 14th. She said the judge did it for economic purposes. If I declined moving the court date, why would Judge Heidel move it? If I wasn't agreeing. This statement would make sense as I read on. So originally the vocational evaluation was March 13th. My motion for legal fee was March 14th. Without my knowledge, Judge Sarah Heidel moved the motion from vocational evaluation from March 13th to March 14th. This begins the pattern of Judge Heidel adjusting court dates to satisfy the petitioner without following California rules of court. You guys, she would take stuff off the count. You're gonna see. I would go to court and she would have taken stuff off the calendar. Each court appearance, I struggled with Judge Sarah Heidel. You guys, I don't know if I have this in here already, but I'm gonna say it again. So what ends up happening is I don't have no income because she didn't give me spousal support. I had to apply for food stamps. I got a notice in the mail that the food stamp appointment, I think it was on the 13th. I think. And I wanted to do what she originally said, right? Which is kind of confusing because she didn't move it. I called and asked I already said that. You guys, I'm all in my head here. Okay, so I'm really annoyed by her moving my court date. What you're going to see is that when I tell the story and I document everything, she moves the court dates without telling me. She takes some things off the calendar. I'm going to demonstrate that to you. And I'm going to ask you, the transcripts show the case number. So you can research anything and everything. And I'm going to put the documentation on Judge Sarah Heidel's The Racist. I believe this video is California Commits Hate Crimes Part 5. I'm going to do a summary regarding this video, regarding the information that I'm covering. And I'm going to put the evidence, like his W-2, his letter where he apologized, the motion when the order, the court date order, the motion showing March 13th, 2020, March 13th, 2019, March 13th, 2019. If you go to the court website, you no longer see the court date. They moved it. The court is guilty. And to me, this is a RICO violation. The court in concert, different agencies, different court employees were a party to the anti-black hate crimes, the fraud, and the cover-up of the hate crimes. So each court appearance, I struggled with Judge Sarah Heidel. I was without counsel. I had severe cognitive impairments. The harder I tried to communicate with Judge Heidel, the more resistant she became. The March 14th court hearing, Judge Heidel continued to bully me, ignoring evidence and my testimony. So what she does is she hears the vocational evaluation. I say, and I might say this again because I'm reading it to you. I say, I'm not ready for this. That I need counsel. Okay, according to Family Code 2030, Family Code 2030, it says, in the proceedings for dissolution of marriage, nullity, marriage, or legal separation of the parties, and in proceeding subsequent to entry of related judgment, the court shall ensure that each party has access to legal representation, including access early in the proceedings to preserve each party's right by ordering, if necessary, based on the income needs assessment of one party, except the government entity. Okay, so what Family Code 2030, Family Code 2030 says, that the court shall, in the proceedings, the court shall ensure that each party has access to legal representation, including access early in the proceedings to preserve each party's right by ordering, if necessary, based on the income and the need assessment. You guys, they made me pay $60,000 for court fees, and I haven't had a job since 2008. Okay, I've done some Uber or whatever ride share. I'm gonna, on the website, I'm gonna show you how much I made. Okay, and so in this hearing, she does a vocational evaluation. I decline, saying I'm not ready. I need an attorney. Early on in the previous videos, I say to you that I'm telling her, ma'am, I'm not ready. I don't know what I need to include, what's included, what I should present. I'm not represented. The court ensures, Family Code 2030 is to ensure we're on an equal playing field. If he can afford to pay for both attorneys, that he should, and this is customary and normal in a divorce, especially of the caliber of divorce between my husband and I, okay? So early on in the hearing, I attempt to get on a better footing with Judge Heidel. Review transcripts dated March 14, 2019. I tried to explain that I was uneasy during the last hearing because the opposing attorney scared me during the pretrial conference by suggesting she could have the spousal support hearing postponed. I wasn't aware that wasn't possible without my consent. I am not an attorney. I didn't have knowledge of the law. I attempted to explain that I had a challenge communicating because of my concussion. When I explained the challenge I was experiencing, she questioned the validity of what I was saying. I attempted to point out to her when and how I submitted my medical records to the court for evidentiary purposes. She reprimanded me. She bullies me throughout the hearing and every other hearing thereafter. Please notice how I point out to the court that I feel like the court is being hostile to me without cause. I'm behaving like any other woman in a divorce who isn't represented and lack knowledge of courtroom etiquette. During the hearing, the vocational evaluation, I stated that I am not represented. I communicated that I would be open to revisiting the subject of the court once I was represented. She never, this is a big violation. This is a big federal violation because she did not follow the law. She is this, I'm not sure which one. I think it's the 14th Amendment that said that we all should be treated equally, or having to do with the Bill of Rights. She's obviously showing bias in favor of the white male abusive alcoholic. The court says that when you go to a court hearing, that both people should be properly represented. If he's represented, I need to be equally represented. If he can afford both attorneys, he has to pay them. Okay, so she questions the validity of what I'm saying. I attempt to point out to her when and how I submitted the medical records to the court for evidentiary purposes. She reprimands me. She bullies me throughout the hearing and every other hearing thereafter. Please notice how I point out to the court that I feel like the court is being hostile to me without cause. I'm behaving like any other woman in a divorce court who isn't represented and lack knowledge of courtroom etiquette. During the hearing for the vocational evaluation, I stated I am not represented. I communicated that I would be open to revisiting the subject of the court once I am represented. Judge Sarah Heidel Starts right up with harassing me. Page 2, line 15. She starts saying she doesn't have any medical records associated with my condition. You are going to see a theme throughout every engagement. She is going to verbally say, I have not submitted medical records each time I respond. Okay, I submitted medical records for the spousal support. Okay, one of the things that I submitted is that my doctor said that I shouldn't communicate with him, that I should communicate through my daughter. He's abusive. Prior to the divorce being filed, this is my doctor. I have communicated to my doctor my domestic situation. Even in the case I had a back injury, I have a back surgeon, Dr. Abdul Ali, I think. I'm not saying his name right. But he had a PA. Her last name was Wynn. Girl, if you read this video and I forget your name, my mind ain't working right. I think her name was Dorothy or Catherine Wynn. She was his PA, and you guys, she was like me. She liked to talk. So I had a really bad back injury, and she was like my friend. So we would talk. She told me about her husband, and like she was the breadwinner in her family. She was his PA, and I would tell her how this man would abuse me. When I had back surgery, they saw I had serious back surgery. You guys, I couldn't walk. This man didn't even stay at the hospital. He attacked me after the surgery while I'm in the room recovering. So I'm saying to you, this is documented with my primary physician and my orthopedic surgeon. I disclosed to his PA that this man is abusive because she's like, leave him, leave him, leave him. Okay, so page 2 in line 15, she starts to say she doesn't have medical records associated with my condition. You're going to see a theme throughout every engagement. She is going to verbally say, I have not submitted my medical records. There are two issues here. The issue that I am not represented by an attorney. Secondly, what the law says about the motion request vocational evaluation. Judge Sarah Heidel rules in favor of the vocational evaluation, although the opposing counsel hasn't submitted credentials of the supposed evaluator. I'm going to say that again. Judge Heidel rules in favor of vocational evaluation, although the opposing counsel hasn't submitted the credentials of the supposed evaluator. Please acknowledge the judge moved the original court date from March 13th to March 14th in favor of the petitioner. When I declined, I stated that I would like to revisit the issue when I am properly represented. So look, I got all this stuff, you guys, and it's a little bit convoluted. Okay, so let me say this to you. After Judge Heidel rules against me for the vocational evaluation, I'm going to talk about my request for legal fees. Before I do that, in the vocational evaluation, now I already have this on here. You guys, I have a concussion during this time. Look, I'm laughing because I laugh at myself because I'm a hot ass mess cognitively because all what happened. Today is depression and sadness, being in the living situation that I was in. But during this time, I had a concussion. You guys, for like, I can't even remember when. I didn't really even remember when it stopped. One day I realized I wasn't having this problem. My ears would ring like constantly. I got rear-ended. I had a concussion. I think it's called tendonitis or something. Whatever it was, my head felt like it was underwater. If you would talk to me, I couldn't understand everything you said. I would ask you to repeat it because I had a concussion, okay? And I'm saying that to you because she ruled in favor of the petitioner for the vocational evaluation. You're going to see, I'm going to show you in the transcripts, she never talks to me like in a hearing. She doesn't say, okay, this is what we're going to do. She doesn't give me a chance to respond to whatever she and the opposing, the petitioner, the judge, and the petitioner's attorney, they're engaging. I'm not involved. Whatever she says, she goes for. She doesn't even include me. You guys watch Judge Mathis. Any court civil hearing, the judge talks to the plaintiff, talks to the respondent, and each thing the plaintiff or the respondent claims, the judge allows them to answer it, right? You guys, And you know what? I just realized as I've been reading the stuff from years ago, because of everything they've done to me, I see they were setting me up from this from the beginning. Okay, so what I'm saying to you guys, I don't know if I have this in here or not, because I'm going to talk about the legal fees. But she ruled in favor of the petitioner for the vocational evaluation, and their specific conditions and scope of the examination. I'm going to say this really quickly. The order failed. Okay, so this, I do have this in there. So, okay, so she filed an order. Why am I not reading this to you? Judge Sarah Heidel prevented me from participating in the hearing. According to the Family Code 4331, motion must be made in good cause. Okay, now see, I wrote this here, guys. I'm trying not to put too much in here. I'm forgetful. I did this a while ago. I'll do something. It'll be weeks before I go back to it because of the depression. Okay, so I did this a while ago. I'm just getting around to it. I do have the proper information in here properly because my mind is working as I do it, but I forgot what I've done and what I'm not done. Okay, so this is important regarding the vocational evaluation. Y'all, the devil is so busy. I just did 15 minutes worth of recording and it didn't download. I have an old used refurbished computer from 2013, and I think if I make it too long, it won't record. So oh God, I'm scared. Let me say this to you. But let me try to do this in less than 10 minutes. Judge Sarah Heidel prevented the petitioner, the respondent, from participating in the hearing. According to Family Code 4331, motion must be made on good cause. Petitioner did not make a case for good cause. As specified by Family Code 4331, petitioner was the primary source of income for the last 15 years of the 23-year marriage. Judge Heidel ruled in favor of the vocational evaluation, although the opposing counsel hasn't submitted the credentials of the supporting evaluation. Also, the request failed to detail the scope of the evaluation. The Family Code 4331, this is the code that must be followed by the court if a petitioner wants to file for vocational evaluation. This is for me to be evaluated based on my ability in specific things, okay? The court did not allow respondent to actively participate in the hearing. Judge Sarah Heidel ruled in the court. Judge Sarah Heidel rules in favor of the opposing in the case of vocational evaluation. When Heidel ruled, I was not quite clear on what she said exactly. I knew she did rule in their favor, pending something related to the evaluation credentials. Please remember, I'm suffering from a concussion. I struggle to follow along. Judge Heidel did not clearly and concisely explain how she ruled and why she ruled. Heidel ruled in error by failing to allow me equal representation upon my request to delay the proceedings until representation was attained. I waited for the findings in order after the hearing documents. I was waiting for the documents because it was my intent to file a motion for reconsideration. Motion for reconsideration. This is when a party that is affected by a trial court orders asks the court to reconsider the order based on new facts, circumstances, of the law. You must file a motion for consideration within 10 days of being served with a written notice of entry of order you want the court to reconsider. And you guys, let me say this to you. I was suffering from some mental ailments. I was suffering mentally, okay? My health has declined substantially since that time, okay? I was defending myself. What I'm saying to you is court procedures, California court procedures says that they must enter the judgment within 10 days of being served with the written notice of entry of order, or you want the court to reconsider. My lack of representation hindered me. I'm a nigger. Okay. Heidel shows a pattern of racial bias in favor of the white male abuse of alcohol. After waiting several days after the hearing for the findings in order, after the hearings, I filed a motion for reconsideration of the order. March 14th vocational evaluation ruling was improper ruling. See Family Code regarding requesting proposal orders of vocational evaluation in case divorce. Okay, the order failed to include elements outlined by CCF, California Code for Family 4331. The order failed to show good cause for evaluation. The order did not specify the time, plan, place, manner, conditions, or scope of the examination. Petitioner was not able to evaluate the evaluation's credentials. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm in my head, and this is what happens. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about what they've done to me, and sometimes I'm delayed because I'm in pain. It's very painful for me. I feel sick in my stomach when I talk about it. I got to think about what happened and say it to you, and thinking about it hurts. Okay, what you're going to see a pattern of them not following court procedure. Okay, first in her ruling, she shouldn't have had the hearing without me being represented. Secondly, she didn't, one of the major things, if you read the transcripts, which I'm going to put on here, she never engages me in the hearing. If you guys watch court hearings, court TV, the petitioner says something, any allegations, the person responds. If whatever the judge orders or whatever she says, she talks to both of them. She says, so what she should have said was, she should have agreed with me, gave me the ability to rebut whatever she ordered. She never included me. They would act like I wasn't there. They just ran over me. They ran over me. And it's going to show, this is when you say it's about racism, the length in which they hurt me, they harmed me for the past 4 years. And I didn't do anything. I'm going to say this, and I probably said it before. I was married to this man for 23 years. Eventually, I'm going to find out how much he makes. He's an executive, and his income has to be published. I'm going to try to do discovery. Each time I try to ask for discovery, they retaliated and harmed me, financially or legally. Okay, so let me wrap this up in part one of the March 14th hearing. I'm saying to you, she ordered a vocational evaluation and it was improper. It was improper because it didn't follow what Family Code 4331 says. One in good cause. And the order should specify time, place, name, condition, and scope of examiner. If she asked her for something, and I think it was about the credentials, she never gave me the opportunity to rebuttal the evaluator. And you know what, you guys? In one of the court hearings, it's a Mexican lady who's abused by a white man, and he abuses her children. She's there with social services. They ask for evaluator. The Mexican lady says, I want to choose the evaluator. She complies. They choose the evaluator. They don't give me a say in agreeing, a rebuttaling, or anything. Okay, I'm going to move on. After Judge Heidel ruled against me for vocational evaluation, I started my request for legal fees. I tried to get on a better footing with Judge Heidel. I began explaining my cognitive challenges as I tell her I have a concussion. I began explaining my cognitive challenges as I tell her I have a concussion. The respondent, this is on the transcripts. So I'm just delayed and I'm forgetful, and sometimes I have to grasp for words, meaning, you guys, you see, my health has declined substantially. See, I say that the condition is similar, but I think it was for different reasons. I think early on in the divorce, I struggled because of the concussion. You guys, I had a concussion. And it's so funny because I don't even remember when it stopped. I just one day I realized I wasn't having these symptoms. My ears would ting, like ring. My head felt like it was underwater. It felt like I had water in my ears. So when people would talk, I didn't always hear them speak the words clearly. And because I think this may have been anxiety or it was a combination. I didn't understand. If you said a couple of sentences to me, I couldn't make out what you said, and I would have to ask you again. I struggled with, I don't know, cognitive issues. I would not understand what you were saying. So I said I grasp for words, and I'm using the word grasp, meaning I'm talking and I forget. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's a court hearing in June, I think, or July. She's at the court. She's on the bench, and I'm talking, and I totally forget what I'm saying mid sentence. And you see her face that she's saying that I'm really having issues, that I'm not lying to her. When I went to talk, I just went blank, and this is gonna make me cry because I saw her in her face. She saw that I wasn't okay. Her face, she saw that I struggled. Okay, so she knew. She knew. The respondent. So I'm just delayed and I'm forgetful. And sometimes I have to grasp for words. So when you say I want accommodations in what way? How can you accommodate me how can you accommodate me other than patience? So I'm letting her know that I'm okay. She says she'll accommodate me the best of her ability, but what she should have done, I feel like she should have made sure that I had legal counsel. I don't know. I'm saying to her, I'm not okay. If you're an attorney, if you have an answer, what could she have done? Okay, so in the transcripts, I'm saying, ma'am, I'm really struggling. If you can help me out, be patient and whatever. The court, this is what she says. Well, I will do my best to be patient. Then it's a blank. In the transcripts, there's a lot of information that's missing. There's no documentation that you have a concussion. You've been saying this for several months, claiming respondent has been claiming medical issues. Compare and contrast when white male claims medical issues without evidence. Guys, what I'm talking about with the white male, I'm going to put it in the summary on Judge Sarah Heidel is a racist, because I'm not sure if this is the same hearing. See, I'm picturing my face. I'm picturing what I saw. I would do a compare and contrast with other civil participants or civil litigants. Specifically, it was a white male and a Latin lady. I think she was Mexican. Her husband was white. He went to court and asked to reduce his spousal support. She agreed to reduce his spousal support, and she didn't have any evidence. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm a little lost because I'm in my head about this. Compare and contrast with white male claiming medical issues without evidence. Let me say this to you. If you're following this, if something I say that you don't understand is I'm very convoluted and I confuse you, please leave a comment and ask me to clarify if you don't understand, because this is one of the issues with Black people in this country. When you are abused and the trauma, the way the brain works, you are at a deficit. You're deficient in your ability to defend yourself because of the trauma. And it's many different reasons why, because of what happens to the body. Okay? I'm going to keep reading, and I'm so sorry. I'm saying this because I have this here, and I'm in my head because I don't remember what I wrote. And really thinking about it, it scares me, and it makes me, you see how I just go blank? I kind of freeze. So the court, will I do my best? Okay, so I submitted to you, ma'am. Okay, so she's asking, I'm telling you how I have a concussion. Then she says she'll go along with me, but I haven't submitted anything saying I have a concussion. That's the compare and contrast. The white man says that he has medical issues that makes him less marketable to earn money. She lowers the man's spousal support and she has no evidence. So what I'm saying, she is biased to white males, okay? So she says to me that I keep talking about these medical issues, but I haven't submitted them to you. This is what she says. This is me saying to her, I'm going to put the transcripts. This is March 14th, 2019. I submitted to you, ma'am. I submitted my documents. The rest of my words are cut off. This is the transcripts. The issue was the court reporter is consistent. Take notes. Judge Sarah Heidel continues to make reference to the court reporter being unable to understand. I suspect that is another tactic of hers. I have since went before 2 other judges during this case. Her court reporter is the only one who has issues understanding me. They moved her a couple of times. When they moved her, this same court reporter, and girl, if you're watching this, I'm going to email you because I'm going because I want some. I'm going to ask you for I'm going to ask you for something. So the court. This is what she says. You guys, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. And this is how I get lost. I'm trying to say to you, she accuses me of saying that I have a condition and I haven't submitted my documents. I have submitted my documents. This is me on the transcripts. Responded. I submitted to you, ma'am. I submitted my documents. The court. I'm going to actually cut you off because you're now getting far afield. This is not why we're here today. I understand your position. You have a concussion, but let's go back to the matter on the calendar. So this is one of the questions. Does Judge Heidel show bias and bias against me? Does Judge Heidel act in a way in which she hinders me from defending myself effectively, where she cuts me off? She changes the subject. I'm going to say gaslight. If you know of any other legal word, a legal phrase to describe what she's doing, I say to her, I have a concussion. I'm not okay. She says, and I keep saying this, but I'm not submitting medical documents. When I try to address what she says, you haven't submitted documents. When I try to respond to her, this is what she says. I'm going to actually cut you off because we're now getting far afield. This is not why we're here today. I understand your position. You have a concussion, but let's get back to the matter on calendar. So she says, I'm not submitting any documents. I'm trying to tell her where they are. If she has a concern about the documents, why does she follow through with the questions about the documents? You're going to see she continuously cuts me off, interferes with my testimony. She gaslights me. She misleads me about certain things as regards to the law. But let's get back to the matter on the calendar. Heidel's pattern of gaslighting responded. She mentions respondents explain she is having medical issues. When respondent responds, Heidel response is dismissive and nonsensical. Okay, that makes sense. The respondent, this is me, but you want to know what the documentation is. This in the transcripts, it's missing stuff. I submitted with the court what my response is. So for future reference, do you want to know? So she's saying to me, and what she continues to do is gaslight me. Okay, this is what happens. This is when she gets upset and she gets angry and she sees. Okay, she realizes at a different court hearing. She thinks I'm a dumb black girl. Okay, she thinks I'm a trophy wife. What she doesn't understand, I'm the brains. That yes, he has he's a executive, he's a therapist, he has a more education than me, but he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer. The credentials, the license he has as a therapist, he took the exam 3 times. Okay, when he was in graduate school, when I caught him with a woman, he was dating the girl who already had the same credentials, the master's degree, at a place where he was doing his internship. I caught him with a woman, and the woman was a woman. You guys, I'm so sorry. I caught him with this black woman in New Orleans, and he worked with her. And I'm gonna show you a pattern. His attorney's a black woman. She's mixed. She might be black. He works for black women. I'm going to show you that he has a pattern of abusing and using black women. Okay? And I really want to go further. He would say, and this is me, black men don't get mad at me. This is me recognizing this after the fact, in hindsight. He would use the word ghetto bastard. And this guy, and got you, black people, y'all, if you want to say something, say it, okay? You know how you realize stuff in hindsight? The white guy is a wigger, if I can, is that the proper way to say it? He's a white man who's been ingrained in black culture since the 90s, since the hip hop culture. If you talk to him on the phone, you may not recognize that he's a white man, okay? He would use the word ghetto bastard, and I'm thinking he's referring to the Ghetto Boys, a rap lyric. What he's saying now is that I understand he looks negatively upon black men. So he uses black women because to him, black women see him as a great white hope. And you guys, I kind of picked up on this with him early on. I'm going to tell you guys, I fell in love with my husband, okay? He was a white guy. I don't know if I told you the story, how everything happened. He was just this white dude I used to hang out with. I was not physically attracted to him. But in knowing him, like, if we're going on vacation and he sees a black woman, he'll go talk to the black woman. And I don't get mad, you guys. He works with women, and that's the kind of relationship we had. Like, we would go to the club. He went to college in New Orleans. We went to grad school in New Orleans. We would go out to the club. He would sit at the bar and talk to girls while I go dance with God because he didn't want to dance. He would sit at the bar and, like, with different women. One time, I probably told you the story before. He was playing tic-tac-toe on the bar in New Orleans, like the squares on the bar, and they had sugar packs, and they were playing tic-tac-toe. When I walked up, I said, "Hey, baby, you see the black girl?" She looked at me like, and I was like, and I laughed because she got this white guy that she's talking to, and he's very charismatic, you guys. He's like, this is my husband. I'm not gonna lie to you. He has a lot of charisma. That's what he and I clicked. We were very similar, and we were very personable. He would sit at the bar and talk to black girls. I would dance because he couldn't dance. He danced like Donald Trump. And I swear to God, he danced just like Donald Trump. And so I'm picking up that he realized black girls like him. And I hate to say because I don't like to disparage black people. But what he's doing, he's using black women because he recognizes that black women will see him in a positive light, like he's superior to our men, okay? And so what he would do, he would use them. And you guys, this makes me so angry because I was married to this man for over 27 years. This is my soulmate. Looking back on all the women and what he did with black women, he was using them. And he was using them. Okay, I'm going to try to power through. So far, the video is over 52 minutes. Might end up being like 70, 80 minutes. Please listen to the video in piecemeal. And also go to, it's October 5th, 2020. It's October 5th because it's Saturday morning. It's October 5th, 2024. I haven't updated the website as of today with the documentation, okay? When you see this, if you go to the website, if it's not there, give me at least a week to get it up there. I'm going to try to do everything this weekend, you guys. I always plan to do stuff, and I'm suffering from depression. I'm not going to keep talking about that. This is one of the ways that is compromising my ability to communicate and get justice because I'm stuck in my head. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to try to power through. And I want you to answer the questions and participate. If you have any questions, if I'm too convoluted, if you don't understand, please leave me a message. Ask me a question. Because if you don't understand something because I'm convoluted, then other people don't understand. Again, there's a disparity in representation. Petitioner is represented while I lack representation in a hostile environment. Judge Sarah Heidel makes a statement that I have not documented my condition. I attempt to tell her when I documented my condition and where she can find this documentation. I was unaware if I needed to submit medical records each time I appear or if once was sufficient. Heidel cuts off and continues to verbally attack me. I do not have an attorney. I'm at a mental deficiency. Judge Heidel consistently questions the validity of what I'm saying. I have never given her any reason to question my credibility. Judge Heidel fails to review any of the documentation that I submitted because she does not care about fairness or equity in the divorce because I'm a black woman and the opponent is a white male. Who I believe knows Judge Heidel's personally, I think she knows them. And if you have her name is Judge Sarah Heidel. If you know her or if you know any way that they can have dealings together, please message me or let me know some kind of way. Take notes. She says she would try her best to be patient with me, but cuts me off for speaking in the same breath. I want to point out to you in a future hearing, Judge Sarah Heidel states I have not documented my medical condition. Judge Heidel refuses to acknowledge anything on my behalf. What I'm saying to you is she says this multiple times that I haven't documented my medical issues. And each time I try to adjust it, she gaslights me and changes the subject. Transcripts, March 14th, page 234. You can also see on the same transcript, page 3, line 11 through line 27, I explained about my back injury. During the spousal support hearing, she gave me a dirty look when I sat down. When I mentioned that my husband was an abusive alcoholic, she tried to claim that she wasn't annoyed, but she did. I thought I wasn't allowed to sit because during the last hearing I stood. Okay, this may not make sense to you because I read it to you and it doesn't make, I know you don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say to you, she's nasty to me. If you're not a black person, please don't think black people just go around thinking everybody's against them, okay? The state of California is anti-black. We experience racism often. We don't know if it's because we're black or you're just having a bad day. She's being mean to me. I don't know 100% for sure by this time, is she just being racist? I mentioned it. I broached the subject prior to this. I'm saying, hey, look, you look like you're not being fair to me. I hope this isn't a race thing, okay? And so what I'm saying to you, I sat down, I think, at the court hearing for spousal support, okay? Remember the spousal support, she had the hearing, and I didn't know what she was having the hearing because the petitioner asked to move the date. She starts talking. She never hears the case and guides the case in a way where I understand what's happening. She's being dismissive to me, so she's not following the rules of etiquette, plus she's being dismissive to me. So what I'm saying to you is, during the during the spousal support hearing, because I have a bad back, I sat down. She rolled the eyes and she was nasty to me. I don't know, was she nasty, rolled the eyes because I sat down. I don't know if it's procedure to stand that is disrespectful to sit down when the judge is talking. She's being mean to me and I don't understand why. Okay, so she tried to claim that she wasn't annoyed, but she did. I thought I wasn't allowed to sit because during the last hearing I stood. I tried to sit towards the end of the hearing because I had a serious back condition. She was visibly annoyed with me. My frame of mind was, this lady is mean to me. Why is she mean to me? Was I being disrespectful by sitting? I didn't know. I remember sitting and her facial expression and her demeanor. As a black person, you try to rationalize the bad treatment. I'm reading this to you guys, so I'm saying something I already said. You don't want it to be your skin color. During the vocational evaluation hearing, the opposing attorney speaks. Judge Heidel alludes to the idea that I am able to respond freely, but this isn't the case. See transcripts from March 14th. I asked, can I speak? This is transcripts. See March 14th transcripts, page 7, line 7 to 28. I asked, can I speak? I asked, can I read a statement? Judge Heidel says, Not at this time. Then I try to speak again. I struggle to speak. At every turn, she challenges my efforts to communicate. I state that I feel that I'm not being treated fairly because I'm a Black woman. I stated that I have never observed Black litigants each time I came to the court. So this is probably on March 14th transcripts. You guys, this lady's mean to me. This is a white man who makes well over $14,000 a year. I haven't had a job since 2008. She hasn't given me any spousal support. She's not letting me have an attorney according to a family code of, I think, 2030. So you guys, let me say this to you. I'm suspicious that this lady's being biased to me. As a Black person, Black people, you know we don't know for sure. When you see all that they've done to me, this was orchestrated. This was a hate crime. And I don't know if this applies for a RICO violation. This is people conspiring against me. And I want to be clear, it's because I'm Black. If you're a Black person, please help fund my GoFundMe for my legal fees. I need to challenge these people in federal court. Ben Crump never makes it about race. Ben Crump settles out of court even when law enforcement is convicted of murder or violating the person's civil rights. Ben Crump never makes it about race. And the reason why it needs to be about race, because there needs to be precedents for Black people, specifically in the state of California. I'm going to talk to you guys about the reparations here. I probably already have, but let me keep going. Throughout our divorce proceedings, I have pointed out how my husband and his attorney misrepresented the truth. I have submitted conflicting evidence to demonstrate that my husband is blatantly lying. See transcripts, page 15, line 14 through line 21. He falsifies Form FL-150 stating a mutual fund. Incidentally, this is joint funds that he converted without my consent. I showed the mutual funds is valued at $31,699. I showed her another mutual fund at $50,000 that he didn't even document on FL-150. Judge Sarah Heidel never makes one comment or question my husband about the conflicting testimony. Transcripts, March 14th, 2019. See page 171. 171. See page 17. I point out another falsification my husband submitted to court. Judge Heidel does not question the petitioner about any false statement, information he falsified, and I presented tangible evidence to demonstrate he and his attorney are deceptive. Transcripts, February the 7th, 2019. See page 19 through line. See page 19 of February 7th, 2019 transcripts, line 9 through 21. I explained why I became a housewife. I mentioned while she and the opposing attorney were working on their careers, I was being a housewife. I was trying to make the point that I sacrificed my ability to have a career to be a mom and appease my husband. Judge Heidel retorts, "Who are you speaking to?" Notice my response. Then she claims that my position isn't relevant. My position is very relevant. Judge Heidel was blatantly bullying me. She has no reason to speak to me in such a way. I was a model wife and mother. She had no right to talk to me in such a way. I was trying to demonstrate why I don't have the ability to afford counsel. I'm in good faith. In good faith, thought my husband would always be the income provider. I honored my marriage and our position in our marriage. Transcripts, March 14, 2019. See page 20, line 20. Knows every time I make a valid point, she interrupts me, says I'm speaking too fast, or is not relevant to the case. This is a pattern of Heidel badgering me. Transcripts, see page 20, line 14 through 25. I believe that I'm talking about transcripts from March 14th. I tell her I need to hire an attorney to subpoena his bank records. I have repeatedly just demonstrated to her how he openly lies about the income and finances. At the end, she doesn't award what is adequate for a 23-year marriage considering the assets. So let me say this to you, you guys. On, I think it was January the 7th of 2020. It was either January the 7th or January the 2nd. I think it was January 2nd because on the transcripts, you guys, this was the first time that I was rested and I was in good spirits. I remember saying Happy New Year to him. This is when he did horrible shit to me. It was January 2nd, 2020. I'm saying this is that I'm referring to I'm talking about subpoena the bank records, okay? They don't let me subpoena the bank records. Matter of fact, I am going to put a link in the description of this. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video on YouTube and on the website where a man who he covers the corruption in the Family Court of California. He documents. He has a whole website. I don't even know this man from Adam. He found my case. I didn't read it till recently. I don't think I read the whole thing. Somebody else that I posted it on Twitter, and someone told me what it said. You guys, I can't read this stuff. When I read this stuff, I get sick. Like I literally get sick. Like it plagues me in my mind. I go in a dark place for like I want to say days. But I go in a dark place. I'm sick for weeks. So to prevent myself from getting these effects, I don't read everything. A man, I was Googling something. I think I was trying to find out where he worked out or whatever. And I think I Googled his name and I found this post where this man who he documents court abuse talked about my case. He talked about how the judge reprimanded me, gave me sanctions, put me out the courtroom because I asked I requested subpoena his bank records. They didn't make him document any of his income. I told y'all they gave him all our money. They broke in my home, put me in the street during COVID, sold my house and gave the money to him and did not order spousal support. Let me keep going. And so I moved ahead. I'm letting you know that I'm not gonna say it again. I already said it one time, so you got it. I tell transcripts. I believe this is March 14th, 2019. Transcripts, page 21 and 22. I tell the court my husband is an abusive alcoholic. His attorney objects. I ask if I'm allowed to cross-examine him. Judge Heidel declines. You guys, if you're a legal professional, I think this is illegal. Okay, the only judge that let me cross-examine him or question him was Judge Slauson, John Slauson, and he's no longer a judge. And Judge Sarah Heidel was not originally assigned to my case. Judge Slauson was, and I didn't realize that like in the past 6 months. I saw at the bottom a stamp on the documents. See, I'll go on a tangent. Okay, let me keep going because y'all, I want to tell y'all that he told me that he knew her and she called me a hood rat. Anyway, keep going. So I tell the court that my husband is an abusive alcoholic. His attorney objects, asks if I'm allowed to cross-examine. Judge Heidel declines. She says, why is it relevant that he's an alcoholic? The relevancy is his blatant lied. He blatantly lied in his response for spousal support. He claims that I misappropriated funds when the truth or divorce was caused by his verbal abuse during the drunken benders and the infidelity. So I tell her she's an alcoholic. This is what I want to call her name. She asked me why is it relevant that he's an alcoholic? What is this probability of an alcoholic in a marriage not being abusive to their spouse? What is the probability in a marriage that the alcoholic does a mental abuse or does cause trauma or cause mental anguish to the spouse if he's an alcoholic? So this is what I said. She asked me, why is it relevant that he's an alcoholic? Okay. I think she knows that. She says, why is it relevant? Moving forward. See page 21, 22. Each time I address my husband's alcoholism, Judge Heidel begins to verbally attack me. She blatantly lies by suggesting I am being disrespectful. She lies by saying I'm making faces. She bullies me over and over. Please read my words. These are not words of a hostile person. These are words of a woman begging for mercy, justice, and respect. Go to the, I believe this is March 14th. You guys, she tortures me. Okay? Read the transcripts. I'm going to get other transcripts from other litigants in her court, and I'm going to let you see how she talks to them versus her talking to me. Okay? They illegally sold my house. In one of the transcripts, one of the court cases, it's a white man. I may have told you this before. It's a white man and a black woman. Matter of fact, the white lady tells me she likes my shoes. So I remember her. They're in court. They both have attorneys. She counsels them about the house, asking, have they come to a conclusion about the house? She gives them the ability to decide together on what to do. She even counsels them that they're called that in a respectful, positive, helpful manner. That she's saying to them, because I remember her counseling. I remember exactly what she said, but she's being nice to them. And she's saying, hey, have you guys come up to an agreement? She's leaving it up to them, okay? But when it's me, she ignores me. And she talks to the opposing without even including me. When it's a white couple, she's respectful and she's helpful. I'm going to show you. I'm going to find this case. And I'm going to get the transcript from this day and show you how she treats me differently. Each time I address my husband's alcoholism, Judge Heidel begins to verbally attack me. She blatantly lies by suggesting I am being disrespectful. She lies by saying I'm making faces. I already said that. Moving on. March 14th transcripts. See page 24, line 20. I point out that I am living well below the standard of living I experienced throughout the marriage. Judge Heidel does nothing to make me whole. She doesn't even acknowledge that her previous spousal support ruling was erroneous and egregious. Page 29, I believe I'm talking about transcripts, March 14, 2019. Judge Heidel reprimands me for laughing. Lets me fully explain about not receiving my RFO. I did giggle. I giggled because attorney Ariel Carter has been blatantly deceptive. I thought it was humorous that she had the gumption to again lie openly in court. His attorney deceit became increasingly flagrant. If you recall, I requested to move her vocational evaluation originally on March 13th to March 14th because March 14th was my hearing for the attorney fees. His attorney egregiously operated outside the lines of the law. She does this because it's clear this woman has a personal dislike for me because I am a black woman, Negro, descendant of Choctaw slavery. Heidel doesn't know me. There's no reason for her to continue to attack me by this point. A reasonable person has to see that Judge Heidel is openly showing bias in favor of the white male. See page 30. My husband attorney goes on a tirade of lies. You guys, I don't remember this. I probably wrote this a long time ago. Heidel texts me again, line 24. I tell her it's disturbing that she continues to be critical of me. I ask her why doesn't she request that the opposing party to present evidence of their claim? I'm dealing with a lawyer who passes the bar, yet the lawyer fails to bring the evidence for her petition, and she has no evidence to support her verbal claims. Sarah Heidel does not question or request any tangible evidence by opposing attorney. An officer of the law of the court. Page 30, line 28. I directly say to Judge Heidel, I would like you to ask her to prove it. Page 33, again, when I'm trying to make up my point, Judge Heidel makes those bogus claims about my behavior add to a gesture. She claims I pointed my finger at her. I picked up my purse from the floor and pulled out my food stamp card. You have to notice every time I make a point, Judge Heidel attacks me for no blatant reason other than she is a racist. These are Jim Crow black codes. Heidel acts as assertion of political and social supremacy of a black woman. I don't know why I just said something I wrote. Let me keep on rolling. Powering through. Page. You guys, I'm getting frustrated now. And I don't really want to read all this to you, but I'm going to read all this to you. I'm going to ask you, because this is going to be a long video. Please set aside time to watch everything. I'm going to ask you, like, watch it 15, 20 minutes at a time and go back to it, okay? I have to say all this to you because you got to see the evidence is going to show that I was harmed, that I'm victim of an anti-black hate crime by the state, okay? So I want to read this to you, okay? I really didn't, because I'm reading it and it's making me sick inside. And I think part of me wants to forego it, but I need to let you know because I got to show how she harmed me. March 14 transcripts, page 34, line 1. Judge Heidel claims she imputed me with an $1,800 a month income. Sir, you guys, I don't have an income, okay? I have my Social Security printout. I think I have another one too, because I have something from the Social Security Department. Or Unemployment for Disability, might be that. But his attorney illegally got a copy of my Social Security wages. If you are a legal professional, if you want to help me bring awareness to this, if you want this, I might post it on the website, but I have the Social Security, they send you a summary of how much you made for the past few years, and you're going to see. She is saying this is 2019. This is March 14th, 2019. She says she imputed me with an $1,800 a month income. I don't have an income. I'm getting food stamps. So how can I make $1,800 a month? Remember, I wanted to move the date? Anyway, yeah. I couldn't eat. I had to get food stamps. Moving forward, March 14th transcripts, page 34. Judge Heidel claims she imputed me with $1,820 a month. She claims that she was imputing me with minimum wage. This is erroneous and fabrication. What Judge Heidel did was use a 1820 from what Petitioner submitted on the I forgot what it's called. It's some kind of software they use. Spouse. The Petitioner made up an amount and used it, and she used it, okay, from 2017. And you guys, I haven't done the calculations part. I'm gonna do this at the end. I'm gonna put it in the front. When I do the calculations, even if I did make $1,820 a month, she didn't give me any spousal support. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna go, when I'm done with this, I'm gonna go and talk about, I'm gonna show you his income and show you how she harmed me. Okay, I'm gonna do it after I'm done with this, but I'm gonna put it in the front of this video. It's March 2019. Opposing attorney crossed out the actual figure on her taxes. She wrote in 1820. During the spousal support case, I told Judge Heidel that opposing is an alcoholic. Heidel ruled against me. Judge Heidel originally said to him to pay me $1,400. My husband's lawyer coaxed the judge by saying, aren't you going to use her income? I didn't have an income. Then I said, can I respond? Judge shook her head. Why I'm saying this to you, I'm showing you on March 14th hearing that she's biased, okay? Judge Heidel is attempting to cover up herself from not ordering the appropriate spousal support. I show her my food stamps. So remember, she said somewhere in the transgression, then I point my finger at her. I didn't point my finger at her. I went to show her the food stamp card, okay? I show her my food stamp card. The court finds that the proposed payer is able to pay for both parties' legal representation. I'll tell you what she does. I win this, but watch what she does. I point out the statement because she doesn't award enough to cover my legal expenses. Then notice how I thanked her. So I'm gonna tell you what she did, you guys. She ordered $5,000 for legal fees. This is a 23-year marriage. The average going rate for an attorney is about $450. Okay, so and I think I'm being generous. I think the going rate for an attorney is more than $350 an hour. So let me say this to you. I'm going to bring up the calculator. She awards $5,000, okay, for attorney fees. $5,000. The average attorney fee is $450. She gave me 11 hours of attorney fees. You guys, I'm not going to tell you what she did. I'm going to tell you, March 3rd, she does something horrendous. You guys, they made me pay him the $5,000 back at the end of everything. They made me give it back to him. I keep telling you little bit by little bit. They depleted all my money to make sure I couldn't afford an attorney. Okay. I went. She gives me $5,000. His attorney's rolling her eyes mad, right? It's nothing. Okay, it's not. She gave me 11 hours. I'm going to show you what she did. She eats up the 11 hours. I'm going to tell you what she did March 3rd, okay? The next video, I'm going to tell you what she did. So I then notice I thanked her for the small, inadequate $5,000 she awarded. She reprimanded me for thanking her. I thanked her because I continue to try to be polite and respectful, and she only treats me with disdain and disrespect. I did nothing to her. I have pointed out time and time again that her attitude towards me is hostile. To me, is hostile. This is unbecoming of an officer of the court who holds a judicial seat. Judge Heidel's demeanor is aggressive, intimidating, and attempts to cause me emotional harm. I'd like to speak about Judge Heidel's assessment and reasoning for the attorney fees and assessment on March 14th, 2019. In making a determination, the court should consider several factors: the litigation nature and difficulty and its intricacies and importance. This case involves routine issues regarding the division of property and spousal support. Extensive discovery is not necessary. Oh, this is what she rules. Although some investigation and assistance from an expert may be necessary, based on the nature and difficulty of litigation skills, legal training and ability is necessary. She gives $5,000. This is what she said in the ruling. The litigation nature and difficulty and its intricacy and importance. This case involves routine issues regarding the division of property and spousal support. Extensive discovery is not necessary. You guys, they didn't let me do discovery at all. You're going to see. I'm telling you, I'm getting ahead. Judge Lawrence Riff, the same man, you go Google Judge Lawrence Riff. He's the man who ordered no cash bail. He's in bed with the Reparation Task Force. I don't know if y'all know about reparations, but you know a Republican tried to put the motion on the floor and the Black Caucus declined it. Okay, the court finds that at least 15 hours, at least 11 hours are necessary to do the work in the case. How does Judge Heidel determine the litigation nature, difficulty, and intricacies and importance? In the state of California, equity is important. I submitted evidence that I was receiving food stamps and my credit score had dropped 120 points after she declined my spousal support request. Standard of living is paramount in any divorce case. I have indicated that my husband spent 10 years evading child support in Johnson City, Tennessee. I demonstrated that our taxes were seized and his passport was seized. I explained that I did not want to agree to the vocational evaluation without an attorney. My husband had paid, by this time, he had paid his attorney $6,000 to his attorney by this date. This is March 14th, 2019. I mentioned as of today, I know he has paid $40,000 in attorney fees. You guys, they made me pay the $40,000. They built me like 78. They built me like $180,000. Yes, I'm telling you guys. I ain't had a job since 2008. Okay. What is the typical? Okay, this is what I said. My husband has paid $6,000 to attorneys by the date. I should mention, as of today, I know he had paid $40,000 in attorney fees. What is the typical hours spent in preliminary process of a long-term divorce case? If she is ordered a vocational evaluation, I have a right to hire my own independent expert. I submitted 3 retainer agreements where each attorney wanted $10,000. So what I'm saying is that she only ordered $5,000. This is March 14th, 2019. He had paid $6,000 to her, but she only awards me $5,000. In her submission, she says the litigation nature and the difficulty and intricacies are important. This case involves routine issues regarding the division of property and spousal support. She doesn't know what it involves. So one of the questions is the judge showing bias? Does her statement mislead me, the court? The case involved routine issues regarding division of property and spousal support. We own $1 million home. He has access. He has tens of thousands of dollars worth of assets in a bank account that he took all our money and put in a different bank account. I told you guys about that. If you follow, so as of this March 14th, I am saying to her, I don't know what and how to proceed because I am not represented. How does she assume she says? Listen to what she says. Although some investigation and the assistance from experts may be necessary based on the nature and difficulty of the litigation, skills, legal training, and ability necessary. I'm getting mad, you guys, and I know I'm rereading stuff twice. Let me stop. I'm almost gonna wrap this up, and then I'm gonna start on the next. So I'm gonna stop here. First of all, I want you guys to know, please look for the documentation on Judge Sarah Heidel's erasers. I'm gonna show you. This is, see all my exhibits. This is him, the court. This is for child support, okay? This is child support. It says $95,000, okay? So what I'm saying to you, I'm showing you that he has a pattern of shirking his responsibilities. And I don't like being racist. I don't like saying racist stuff, but I have to say the obvious. This is a white male, wealthy man who lives in the top 10 percentile of the population. Okay, he did not take care of his daughter. Okay, his daughter's mom was on welfare in Tennessee. This is part of what went to our marriage. He was going back and forth for child support. I'm going to put this document on the Judge Sarah Heidel's erasers. Okay, oh God, I'm so sorry. You guys, I'm going to wrap this up and then I'm going to start the next video. You guys, it's like 1:30 in the morning. I want to tell you guys this. I was going to include it here, but it's been too long. She gave me $5,000. I'm going to tell you in the next video. He takes a restraining order out on me. He takes a restraining order out on me. And then she recuses herself. And if you're a legal professional, her recusing herself from the restraining order demonstrates her bias. If you're a legal professional, I need help getting assistance, okay? Please see my GoFundMe. Please help me fund this, okay? I'm going to stop. You know what? So I did all this video. I'm going to go right now and do the calculations. I have a copy of his W-2, And I'm going to talk about what the court says and how it's calculated, and I'm going to show you how they didn't give me anything and what he was supposed to give me, okay? And so I'm going to do that now, but I'm going to put that in the beginning of this video. Again, I am begging you, please follow along. I know I keep making promises that I'm going to make it shorter, and I probably could read this and edit it. I did it a long time ago, like maybe in June. I got on here, I put when I did June 4th. I need to read it and edit it. Reading it hurts my feelings, you guys, and I get sick. It's 1:32 a.m. October the 5th of 2024. I'm going to stop here, and then I'm going to start the next video. The next video, I'm going to tell you how the next video is going to be about he filed a restraining order against me, y'all. And you know, I think I'm just going to do, because I need to tell you about May 3rd's court date. And my concern is making the videos more than the hour. The next video probably going to be maybe 15 minutes. I'm going to try to make it about 50 minutes. But the one after that, I'm going to try my best to keep these to 20 to 30 minutes. I want to say 20 minutes, but I'm going to try to keep between 30 and 40 minutes. And you guys, I've been homeless for 4 years. I lived in a bed-bug infested hotel. They stole all my property. I haven't even begun to tell you what they did to me. Allegedly, the California Reparation Task Force is in bed with them. I don't know if you're in California, if you're aware of what's going on in California with reparations. That was all the ruse. Okay, I tried to submit my story to the Reparations Task Force. Camilla Moore, she blocks me. I don't even want it hurt. My feelings hurt about her. See, I don't know what you know about the Reparation Task Force and what's going on with that, but I kind of want to talk about that because the only reason why I have an interest in that is one of the pillars of reparations is non-repetition. I believe we need legislation to protect Black people. There are anti-Black hate crimes. There are the 14th Amendment. There are laws that are to stop against discrimination, hate crimes. But I want something specifically about Black people. I want to show with this case that Black people in the state of California are disparaged, oppressed. That is that consciously, that individually, and I'm not saying this right. What I'm trying to say is this case is important. I believe it will be historical because it's demonstrating the anti-Black hate crimes in the state of California. I'm a Black woman married to a white man. When you see everything they did to me, it was no reason for them to do what they did to me. All she had to do was award spousal support. She let us give me an attorney to help me. See, it's more than this. I got an attorney, and I'm going to show you what happened. And he tried, and he got scared because of what she did on May 3rd. So I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to go on and talk about him filing his spousal. He's filed a restraining order against me, y'all. And now I know why. Anyway, okay, thank you for listening. This is part 5, I think. And so please share my videos. If you're in the media, please contact me, tell my story, and I need help with the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe is laughable, y'all. Because I don't feel comfortable asking you, but I need legal fees. I need investigators. I need attorneys. For me, this is going to allow Black people to create precedents in the state of California. That is my goal, is to make a federal hate crime against all the parties. And I think a RICO violation. I don't know if RICO, I think RICO's criminal, but what they did to me was illegal and criminal. What they did to me was fraudulent. anti-hate. You guys, I'm not an attorney. So anyway, let me stop. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna drink some water. I want to eat something. I want to make some coffee. It's 1:36 in the morning. Shoot, I'm gonna make the next video and look for the documents. I'm gonna put his W-2, my emails regarding me trying to get a job. You guys, I'm talking too much. Thank you for listening. Bye.